Good morning, everybody. Hello. Looks like everybody's getting some low temperatures this morning. Hey, everybody. Hi, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You're in our Stitchuation room. This is a virtual quilting, embroidery, stitching retreat where you follow me along on my sewing journey, and I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. And Miss Frito heard me talking, and here she comes. Let me get my machine out of the way because she knows when I get to chit chatting, it's time for some goodies. Let me point the tablet down and see if we can see her. Can we see you, Frito? There she is. Good morning, baby girl. Yes. You ready for your biscuits? Oh yeah, let's get you your little treats, your Dave biscuits. There's one right there. That's a good girl. There you go. She's doing fine. We're up here in Oklahoma. We are in Thackerville, which is the home of the WinStar Casino. There you go. Good girl. I stayed at the Rig last night. Keith went over there to go check it out. He said, this place is huge. So we had a really nice evening, and it was great. We're sitting here in the RV park at the casino, and in rolls like 3 or 4 other RVs that are part of our rally group, or actually we're part of theirs. We're fairly new. And so it's really neat to see other RVs come in, and they've got their motor coach club number on there. So you know that they're part of your group, and that was pretty neat. So I am missing more comments. Hold on. Y'all are chit-chatting like crazy. It's 50 here in Thackerville. It's supposed to get up into the 70s. We've got a 3-hour drive to Weatherford. So, but you know, this morning where we live, it's going to be in the 80s. So already missing my nice warm weather in South Texas. So you didn't hear me come here to hear me talk about the weather. But it was a great day yesterday. I did order my regular J foot for my sewing machine and the shank that goes with it, and I'm having it delivered to an Amazon storage locker here in Thackerville. No, I'm sorry, Gainesville. So I think I have to go back over into Texas to go get it. So Keith has volunteered, which is really nice. I just don't know when it's going to be delivered. If it's not here by like 10:30, we're leaving, just because, yeah, we got things to do. I'll just return it. I pieced yesterday using, I don't have it. For those who missed yesterday's episode show, Stitchuation Room, I don't have the low shank to put on my sewing machine to be able to piece. All I had with me was my walking foot. Using another Glory's Frito's original coffee. How cute. Made Frito her own little coffee mug. I'm using it. My goodness. How do you know if you have a high shank or low shank machine? Well, Mary, it will tell you. Well, it may not tell you in your manual. If you have, most industrial machines are high shank. I think the Luminaire has a high shank, but it's whether your shank is. Let me point the right here. This little piece that the foot screws onto is the shank, right? So it's either really short or it's really long. Most home embroidery or sewing machines are low shank. I think. I don't know. Cinnamon buns and fresh fruit in the virtual kitchen. Thank you, Scotty Dog. You guys wander over there, and on your way, hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. I know you guys are ogling my kitchen. I can see it. That towel, that's an Anita Good design. Let me show you that. That was made for me by Carolyn from Jelly Rolls to Go. And it's an Anita Good design. She's so sweet. It says, go have an adventure. So we had just gotten the motorhome and we were on our way up there. And she lives in Colorado Springs. And she gave me a tour of her place. I took my video camera. So if you're looking for something very cool to see, go check out Jelly Rolls to Go on my channel. she sells only Moda products. Anyway, Moda fabrics. So she had made this for me, knowing full well what the knowing full well what my decor was in here. So Kathy says all of her brother machines are low. Well, right, most of them, like this is a brother. Most brother and baby lock machines are low shank. My brother PQ 1500 is a high shank machine. So anyway, I don't know why, but it wasn't in the accessory box. I was missing it when I was in El Campo and I forgot all about that. And so Bonnie let me borrow hers because she was using her machine as an embroidery machine. So she didn't need the sewing foot. But anyway, have y'all ever purchased from Jelly Rolls to Go? I haven't talked to Carolyn in a couple years. She's such a sweetheart. She lost her house in the Bear Canyon fire a couple of years ago. I got to tell y'all what a nice company Moda is. Moda makes fabrics, and they're out of Dallas. And so she lost her house in what they call it, Oso Canyon or Bear Canyon fire, and burned it to the ground, right? And she had so much fabric in her house that the fire department had to come back 4 times because it just kept smoldering and smoldering. They were like, what was in your house? And she told them she had all that fabric in there. Well, a year went by and the spot got cleaned, and she and her husband rebuilt their home, and they were in the process of moving back in or just had moved in or something like that when he passed away out of nowhere. So she was in a situation where, this house is new. She didn't have any product. It had all been burned in the fire. And her son reached out to Moda with the story. And Moda, they flew to Dallas. I think I have this right. And Carolyn, if you're watching and I botched it, you may correct me in the comments, please. But they flew to Dallas, and Moda gave her an $8,000 voucher to get whatever she wanted out of their warehouse to start her business again. And they shipped it all up to Colorado Springs, and she just started again. And she's remarried now. That was several years ago. But you got to really appreciate companies that take care of their vendors like that. That just warmed my heart. There's a big story about it. They did it in the paper, and she's got it on her wall up there. So she tells that story. But anyway, it was just a really, really nice story that she told me. But y'all, she has fabric floor to ceiling, and her threads and everything, and it's all quilting stuff downstairs, and then upstairs is all embroidery. So it is a nice story, isn't it? Aw, Bernadette, didn't make you mean to tear up, but you got to think that's just a fantastic thing that Moda has done. That's why because Moda coined the phrase jelly roll. So that's why her little shop is called Jelly Rolls to Go. She sells on Etsy, and she's got a loyal customer base, and she's just a wonderful lady. I'll link to it below in the description box. I didn't mean to say that, so it's not there now. I didn't mean to tell that story. But so did you guys get any stitching done yesterday or any tidying? Y'all, I got no fewer than 8-10 emails telling me that our discussion yesterday about organization and decluttering and tidying and all that, just me mentioning that I don't go to bed without a clean cutting table. Another lady wrote and told me that too, that it inspired her to clear off her cutting table before she went to bed. So that's awesome. And that was really, really nice. Yeah, it was awesome, Moda, wasn't it? Anytime I can get their fabrics, I do. And I love to support those shops that carry Moda fabrics because it just helps everybody all the way around in the industry, right? All righty. So yesterday I did get some stitching done on the Snowball blocks for the Quilted Snowman. Now, this is a stitch along, quilt along, that's being held by the Fat Quarter Shop. It's a Lori Holt pattern, the Quilted Snowman. It's not how to build a snowman. How to build a snowman has the simple shapes, and it has got a lot of, applique in it. So Lori put out 2 versions of 2 patterns. I know, and it can get confusing. So there's how to build a scarecrow and how to build a snowman. And those are the quilts that have the parts and pieces for each one all over the quilt. And those are the applique quilts. Then she has the quilted scarecrow, which is all pieced, and the quilted snowman. And this is all pieced. So I did how to build a scarecrow earlier or late last summer. And that was the applique one. And then this one is the pieced one for the snowman. So she's got 4 of them out there, 2 applique, 2 pieced. So I'm doing one of each. Okay. Amy sewed in the 5th wheel yesterday. Yay. Awesome. That's great. You can't tell us what you did. Must be a present for somebody who is nearby. Yeah. So all of this background fabric, that taupe looking background fabric, believe it or not, it's directional. And I have no idea what direction it's all going to go in. And if you're new to quilting and you're tackling this big old quilt, this thing is huge, y'all. It finishes at 87.5 by 97.5. This is a big, big quilt. So I kind of got it together yesterday, like on this one. A lot of these fabrics are directional. If you have any intention of entering this into a judged show, that is something you would probably want to think about and pay attention to. It may not matter, but I've heard from judges that when it comes down to 2 and they can't decide which one is better or is going to win either first place or best in show, they'll nitpick. And they'll nitpick things like fabric direction. Did they get it right? Oh, Patsy says, I can't tell you what I did because I don't remember. So if you look, see how the little taupe colors are directional. They're all one way on those snowballs. Okay. So I did get this one, the A for Away in a Manger, and the words down here are right. But this one right here through the middle is upside down. No, I'm not taking it apart. I have no intention of entering this into a juried show. So I am just, I'm leaving this because nobody's going to get their nose up that close, and it's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things. But I did notice this is, let's see. This one, this was block number 2, I think. This is block number 1. So on this one, if y'all look, so the taupe, see this one over here is going the wrong direction, and this one's going the wrong direction, right? So this is right side up. The center is right side up. The taupe ones, this side is right. This side is sideways on these. And if you look at the centers, these 3 are the right direction, and this one is sideways. Does it matter? In my world, it does not. But if you think you might be putting this into a juried or a judged show, can keep that in mind. Okay. Should you be starting that now? You bought the pattern to do the sew along, Pamela. So the schedule that, and this is famous for Lori Holt patterns. Okay. The schedule that they have, it starts January 25th, and they're going to do, it's a once a month, right? Is a show and tell once a month that they're going to do on this. I have it back here in the back of the book. The very first get ready, or the very first one, part 1, which is January 25th, is the snowball blocks and the whirling snowflake blocks. So those snowball blocks, there's 27 of them. And the whirling snowflakes, there's 8 of those. So I'm starting mine now. I am on the road this week, and then we're home for just a couple of days, and then I'm traveling to Houston to do the Houston Quilt Market. I've got media credentials with quilts.com in order to go in there and take my camera around and look at all the quilts and all that. It's very cool. And then the following weekend is Quilt Festival. So this is my busy time of year for this. So I'm getting started on mine now. And then we're on a cruise the first week in December. So I just want to get rolling on these. That's me. But then the next month is, and that's February 22nd, they're going to do the glitter star blocks and the shimmering snowflake blocks. So you've got quite a bit to keep you busy during the month of what they've got planned. So you can get started if you want. I know some people. Hi, Carol. She says, Mercy, I made it. Well, I'm glad you made it, Carol. Hey, if you're new here, pop in the chat and say hello. Welcome. I'm glad you've joined us. I hope the Stitchuation Room and all of our wonderful folks in here become a part of your daily life. You guys are watching this every day like my mom used to watch her soap opera. So, but pop in and say hi. I'm new. We have a welcoming committee, and everyone is welcome, whether you are a seasoned quilter and machine embroiderer or you're brand new. And there are no silly questions, so don't feel bad about that. Kim, you might want to use AccuQuilt to cut these blocks. If you've got one, I certainly would. If you've got the die and all that, there's a lot of them. I mean, I had to cut 108 of these little taupe blocks. So now I like rotary cutting, and it's easy for me to do, so it doesn't bother me. But if you've got dexterity issues or something like that, you may want to break out the old AccuQuilt if you don't have one. Okay. Oh, wow. That's great. I'm glad. So Sylvia's new. Hi, Sylvia. Glad you're here. Also, I'm going to bring this up because I've gotten a couple of emails. There was a little dust up on our Facebook group the other day. We have a private Facebook group and I have a public Facebook page, and it's all Power Tools with Thread. And we've got about 34,000 members in the private Facebook group. And y'all, so there's a lot of people in Facebook who don't even know I have a YouTube channel. I see people sometimes go, "Who's Becky? Who are you guys talking about?" So y'all, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings for standing up for me. Y'all, if anybody ever says anything that they're not happy with the content of the channel, of the YouTube channel, or there's too much of one thing or whatever on the Facebook or whatever, y'all be like a duck, let it roll off. Let's give each other grace. Okay. A lot of people joined when I was doing machine embroidery. And because there's not a lot of machine embroiderers out there on the interwebs to follow and do things with, right? And I love machine embroidery. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But so the channel started in 2019, the YouTube channel started in 2019, and it's all because of Joy Bernhardt. She got me to start my channel. I've said that many, many times. And then COVID hit, and nobody had anything to do, and everybody was on lockdown. So my channel grew by leaps and bounds, like 1,200 a month, 1,800 a month. I was gaining all these subscribers, and it was great. Well, when the world opened up, my subscriber count started to drop, and I was doing a lot of machine embroidery. I was doing like Designs by Juju's Christmas tree skirt and her advent calendar and a lot of the wall hangings, doing stuff for Sweet Pea, a lot of machine embroidery. Well, what had happened when the world opened up, my subscriber count started to drop significantly, like down. Finally, it dwindled down to only like 400 a month. My analytics on YouTube were really, really dropping. Well, so quilters are a small corner of YouTube. All right. And then, yeah, they're easy stacks. That's exactly what they are. There's the love of my life. Hi, handsome. Hello.
Good morning, everybody.
So, hey, I got to tell you guys, for those of you that know, Keith quit smoking 3 weeks ago. I'm very proud of him. Encouragement. He's sticking with it. And even when he went in the casino yesterday, he said, let me have a patch. So I'm very proud of him. Very proud. So anyway, back to my YouTube story here. So I was scratching my head going, why are the subscribers dropping off so steeply? Still gaining, ice machine. Still gaining, but not like it was. And that affects the livelihood of Team Thompson here. Okay. And so I was like, and I looked and it said most of my subscribers, they give me a list of channels that most of my subscribers are watching, and they're all quilting videos. They're all quilting videos. So the majority of my subscribers are quilters. So I thought, okay, I need to shift back into quilting, because I started in quilting and then I went to machine embroidery and now back kind of more toward quilting. And I do embroidery Thursdays, so one day a week for my embroiderers. And he's fixing to make his slushy.
Quiet, my wife's on the line.
He says, be quiet. My wife's online. Shh, here we go.
You got to plug it in.
Oh, he's got to plug it in.
Unplug.
Well, we were traveling. It doesn't need to be plugged in.
Oh, because of Ford.
Oh, okay. We're on the road, y'all. I'm in my motorhome in Thackerville, Oklahoma. This is a 2011 Winnebago tour. All right. Salute. Yeah. So when I started to make more quilting videos, and the Stitchuation room started about the same time, it's been over a year now, I'm gradually gaining subscribers again, more and more. So this morning I looked at my stats and I'm up almost to 800 in the last month. I've gained 800. So I've doubled my subscriber count gain per month. Hope that makes sense. Analytics, Google's always, giving them to us, and our stats and all of that thing. So that's why I'm not doing as much embroidery as I used to. Well, Facebook, someone had made a comment. Has anybody noticed Becky's not making as much, as many embroidery videos as she used to, talking about embroidery as much as she used to? Well, that person probably joined during the embroidery, parts of when I was doing my channel. And y'all, you guys jumped to my defense. And I love you for it, and I appreciate it. However,
Vito and I are going for a ride.
Okay. The issue is, I have people who are huge. They know me personally. They're huge fans of the channel, and boy, they get their feathers up and they say, well, if you don't like it, blah, 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 blah. Y'all don't need to do that. The only person what are other great embroidery channels to follow? I don't know. And see, a lot of the embroidery channels are vendors. So you, like Sweet Pea puts out stuff occasionally. And there's not a lot of embroidery channels. There's just not. So that's why, I don't know. Anyway. So a lot of it doesn't mean that I'm still not going to do embroidery. And it's really funny. My watch views on embroidery Thursday. So quilting is way up here on my analytics, and Thursday it'll dip and then come back up on Friday. Goes way up on Friday because we have a giveaway. And then the weekend it steadies out, and then Monday it's back up, and then Thursday it takes a dip, right? So I'm trying to find that balance to continue to gain subscribers for the channel, because again, it's our livelihood. I do this every day. It's my retirement job, and still do and incorporate embroidery. So there you go. Does that work? I hope that explains it. But if anybody's going to get upset about whatever somebody says on Facebook, y'all, All you need to do is shoot me an email. If it's something that makes you uncomfortable or you think there's a dust up or something, let me know, which somebody did. And I went out there and I just deleted the whole comment and all of the string. It had over 100 comments on it. I mean, y'all were just standing up. And again, I love you. I love you. And I appreciate you standing up for me. But because people were like, well, she does this for free. If you don't like it, leave. Blah, blah, blah. And it's, whoa. And then that also causes people to leave the Facebook group because they don't like the drama, right? Or so they say. I'm sure they don't leave. They'll get a notification that something's come up and they'll see it. But anyway, well, thank you all. You say you love the embroidery and the quilting. And a lot of times, quilters will go ahead and watch or listen to the embroidery video just because it's stitchy talk. It's not even they don't even own an embroidery machine, but they're just watching because it's something to do. It's not news or whatever. And it's fun and it's happy and it's lighthearted. So no drama. No drama. That's right. Amen. Stacy says, don't want drama. Just keep scrolling. Yeah, that's it. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me. And I know some of you, Cassie, you've been around for years since I was doing garment sewing. Yeah. The channel has evolved over time. It certainly has. So, all right. What is this about 2 Facebook groups? So Carol, the private Facebook group, Power Tools with Thread Facebook group, it's private. You have to answer questions to join and all that. That's where people go in there. And if you want to join, you can, but you can't post unless you have a profile photo. It wants you to have a profile picture in that Facebook group. It doesn't have to be your face. It can be a picture of your dog. It can be a picture or your cat or a project or whatever. It doesn't have to be your face. So some people don't want to put their face on the internet, and I get that. That's totally fine. Okay. And then, but anything that I put in that private Facebook group is only seen by people in the group. Now, there is a Power Tools with Thread public page that has about 5,000 to 8,000 subscribers, somewhere in there. I haven't looked at it. And anything I post on the public page gets seen by all and sundry. It's public. It's all over. Whoever wants to look at it can look at it. So if I'm doing a promotion for a product or a process or something, and I want that company to see, here, I'm promoting your product, I'll send them the link I'll put it on my public page, and I'll send them the link to the page. And that just lets Instagram see, and it just goes everywhere. Social media, isn't it great? That's my life, y'all. All righty. So I want to get back. Good morning. Judy, you're in the hospital. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Prayers. You had pneumonia. Bless your heart. Oh, we do have the nicest people. Vicki Phillips, you are one of them. I met Vicki in El Campo. She's a doll. Vicki's the one who made the little stand I was using to hold my pattern. I don't need it now. I know what I'm doing, I think. So, okay. I am going to get another block put together. My husband keeps asking me, is your foot here yet? And I don't think that place is open where it's delivered. So it's pretty early. They probably don't open up till 9 or so. So I've got another block I'm going to stitch. So I hope that, let me see if I can turn on my iron without popping a circuit. I've got my light on. I've got my Tula iron going on over here. Isn't that cute? It's adorable. So I need to press those other 3. And y'all, I've got a Woolly Betty. Oh, look, it's heating and it glows. Look at that light right there, aqua one. It glows as it's heating up. That's cool. Neat. The only thing I don't like about this one, and it has a headlight. The only thing I don't like about this one is it has an auto off. So, and here's the little silicone thing that it sits on the rest. Now I've got a Steady Betty, which is nice and scorched, as it should be, and the other side is a woolly Betty. And these are pressing surfaces. And I've had this in my bus forever. So I've taken it with me whenever we travel. And I've got the wool side up, but I think I'm going to press on the Steady Betty side instead of the woolly Betty. I'm just going to set that on the rest. I've got another one here for pressing large blocks. Now this is all Steady Betty. There is a Power Tools with Thread page with thread connected, and it shows your picture. No, it's probably mine. Probably mine. It's probably my public page. I think. I'll take a look. So this one, I don't know how big this one is. This is an official Steady Betty. It's got the little dangle that says Steady Betty on it. And this is quite large. And this is what I use to press my big blocks when I'm getting those together. So I keep this in the bus all the time. Well, TM Jules wants to know, how do I like the iron? I'll tell you in a second. Now, Judy, this makes my day right there. She loves machine embroidery, but was inspired by Becky to make the first piece quilt. Good for you. Good for you. You know, and there's nothing wrong with expanding the horizons. I think that's great. Keeps us all busy. Let me see if this is too hot to drink. I had to get another cup. It's perfect. Okay. All right, we're heated up. We're no longer glowing. So I want to press this out because this is just finger pressed when I put this together. So y'all, I do not use steam when I press. I don't use any steam or moisture at all right now. I will wait. I need a TV tray. I know. That's a good idea. I had a little table and it was so big. I need a TV tray to make it the right height. You're right. Okay. So I just wanted to press it out. It's got a little wonk to it, but it'll straighten out. That'll quilt out, we say, right? So, yeah. Oh, your first embroidery was the composition notebook cover. That's great, Pam. That was fun, wasn't it? Boy, that was like 4 years ago. A long time. So far, I like the iron just fine. I don't think I have it. Yeah. And you notice I'm not swishing. You don't see my hand moving. I'm lifting and pressing. Have I seen and tried acorn press treatment? Yes, I have some, as a matter of fact. Here. That's looking good. That looked nice. See, it does look like a snowball when it blends into the background. That's the whole idea on these. Because the taupe is the same color as the background, when it's stitched in, those little blocks look like they're round. It's pretty cool. So Wendy says, I used BES before I moved to Embrilliance. You have BES, and that was helpful. Yeah, BES is Brother Embroidery software. A lot of you got that if you bought a Brother machine. It was like a +1 in a deal or something like that. And it's great software. It really is. I just moved away from it because it's got a bug in it that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when you go to convert, because when you convert to applique, it defaults to a satin stitch all the way around. And when you go to convert it to a blanket stitch, it'll only do part of the design. Drove me crazy. And when I'm making videos, I can't have my software do that. I've got to have my software work right every time. So I bounce the BES. As a home embroiderer, you guys not making videos, if it does that to you and it makes, you know, a partial blanket stitch all the way around and you can't get it fixed, then all you need to do is, what's going on here with my thread? Then all you need to do is finish out the blanket stitch on the domestic. You can do that. I can't do that when I'm doing a stitch along, right? I'm gonna put my glasses on. So you finally bought Simply Applique? That's all right. Simply Applique is it's a child of BES. They extracted those parts in BES that allow you to turn everything into applique. I'm sorry, I just read Robin's question. Do I square up my fabric before I cut my pieces? No, ma'am, I don't. You don't really have to. You can. Some people do. I don't, and I don't notice a difference. I don't see that it's a big deal. So I leave my fabric the way it came from the manufacturer with the sizing in it exactly the way it was. Now these taupe blocks, these little taupe on the background fabric, okay, up here in the corner, those snowball corners, when it came off the bolt, the selvage edges were not even with each other. One end of my cut that I received in the kit, the selvage edges were straight with each other on the fold off the bolt. By the time I got down to the other end, the selvage edges were this far apart. So that was a huge skew in how it was folded on the bolt. So I went ahead and got the selvage edges straight, and I pressed that a new fold line. I went ahead and did that. So if you use my Amazon link, do I get credit even if it's not on my list? Yes. Yes, I do. If you start in my Amazon store and you go buy a TV, thank you. I do get credit for that. That works that way. So very, very nice. I appreciate that very much. Okay. So this one on this block, let's see here. I have some more manger Christmas carols. Oh, I didn't cut that little piece off. You can see there's the edge of the fabric because I cut on the fold. Whoop. Actually, this piece I think was a fat eighth that came in the kit. That's okay. You won't see it. So I got to make sure all my little music notes are going the right way. All right. Somebody asked me yesterday, what is this thing I'm stitching on? This is a Yazzie sewing machine mat. And I've got a link and a coupon below. This is a wonderful little mat. I love being able to just move everything at one time. And I'm not scratching my table. I hate that. Okay, so these are going to go like this. I'm putting everything together the way it needs to go. Now I am going to sew several of these at one time and chain piece them and then cut them as they come off the back and put another one on. Okay, let me put this down so you can see. So there we go. That's what this block is going to look like, I think. Pretty sure. I have my little thing here in my pattern. Pretty sure that's how that's going to look. Yes. There's block 4 right there. That, where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 with the gold. That's it right there. Okay. Perfect. And that takes care of blocks 1 through 4. So I'm just going to put these back in the order that they go in. Okay. And then this is number 4 right here. I'll put this back. And I need another tray. Oh. So these are Easy Stacks trays. Really like them. I've got all of the fabrics for blocks 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I have a whole stack of these things for all of the snowball blocks and all of the swirling snowflake blocks right here. So everything travels in a Yazzie bag on these. This is wonderful. You guys, this satisfies my OCD nature. You have no idea. Love it. All right. So that one is set out. I'm going to do this one and I'm going to do this one. We'll just do those for now. Okay. If I want to get another one rolling, I can as we go and these get finished. Okay. So rows, odd number rows 1 and 3, seam allowances pressed to the outside. Even number rows 2, seam allowances pressed to the inside. So whichever way the seam allowance is going to go, put that color on top. Okay. It just makes life easier. And I'm just going to sit here. You wonder if you get data as to who used my link. I do not, Carol. No, I do not get data. If you, and you know, I really appreciate when you guys, like you guys are buying long arms, then you'll email me. Vicky, when Becky's happy, we're happy. Where's my pressing foot? Oh, no, that's my iron. Where's my presser foot? Here's the cord. You don't belong over there. What are you doing over there? No, I don't. I see on my end, I see a sale. So some of you will buy, like you'll use my link to get over to Sewing Machines Plus to go ahead and you'll want to buy a long arm, but that's a lot of money and I understand it. And so you'll call Sewing Machines Plus and you might go ahead and buy it. Then make sure I'm doing this right. Over the phone, and you'll say, I want to make sure Becky gets credit. And I appreciate that because they reach out to me and tell me. And then you'll send me an email and say, hey, I bought a machine and I told them to give you credit and I appreciate it. And then I'll forward that email to Sewing Machines Plus and go, hey, make sure this works. You guys have no idea. It's wonderful. Thank you. Okay. So now get your scissors out, Thompson. My YouTube coach, yes, I have a YouTube coach. My YouTube coach told me that by 2028, affiliate marketing will be responsible for like $1 billion or more of the US economy. $1 billion. That's a lot of money in fabric, right? Oh, I did find that green square yesterday. And the reason for that is so many people now, you learn to trust people on the internet and you're like, oh, if they like it, I'll like it, right? People email me all the time and say, hey, I'm getting this and what do you think about that and blah, blah, blah. All right. Why do I feel like I'm missing a square? I had 4. Did one fall? I see it. It fell. I see it. That's wonderful, Janie. You bought an embroidery machine. You got the confidence to start using it. Good for you. All right. I'm going to make sure my music notes are the right direction. Same direction. Yeah. And you got to get your edges straight, girl. Yeah. But I mean, I've bought stuff that influencers have said were good, and I make sure to use their links. But I appreciate the encouragement, you know. And I think if you run a company, it would behoove you, if you have a small business, it would behoove you to get some online influencers to market your products, because people have gotten so used to Amazon and everything. They don't go shopping anymore. They don't want to get out in the traffic. So can you guys see how I'm doing this? I'm trimming one in the back. Okay. All righty. Okay. So there's the top row. Seam allowance is out. I'm going to go ahead and press that. Get it nice and flat. Yeah, stores need to pay attention. They do. So when I tell you guys I have a link like to do, quilt-alongs or something like that, and there's a link below, I'm working with that shop, and we help each other. So I'm very, very grateful to companies like Amy Bradley Designs and Two Chicks Quilting and Art to Heart with Nancy Halverson. Do I have a walking foot for my PQ 1500? Yes, Dee Dee, I do. I understand they did not put one in with the 1600. But yes, I do. So I like that, Barbara. Some days I'm just missing a square. That's cute. All right. Okay, these are looking good. Yesterday's video, I went really slow about how I nest these things. And so I do pin like crazy because I want my seam corners to match. Oh, Carol, yeah, you like that. Use a binding foot when you, a walking foot when you bind. It's great. Yeah, absolutely. You become an all brands junkie. Oh, good. That's great. Yeah, all brands is wonderful. Okay. I did a tour of their stores after I had done a Kimberbell event with them years ago. And they let me make one of my first videos going around stores. I was inspired to do that by the Quilt Roadie, Anna, the Quilt Roadies. She's got a good little channel. Uh-oh, my pin came out. Let's see if my pin came out. I didn't mean for it to. You guys ever watch her? She's got a good little channel. She does more hand stitching. She kind of got away from doing quilting and going into hand stitching. Yeah, it stayed put. So look at that join. Isn't that good? Pin on a 45-degree angle. Am I going to be at the All Brand store in Austin when it opens? I don't know. If they ask me, I don't know. I'd love to go around there and take my camera. I'm sure Barbara would love that. She's managing that store, Barbara Douthit. Do I have a link for the scan and cut? So Sylvia, you can get a scan and cut. I'm working with Mole Queen Sewing in Tempe. You can call them or go online and you can put PTWT for Power Tools with Thread in the box at checkout, or you can call them Mole Queen Sewing in Tempe. They've got 3 stores, but any of the stores is fine. And they'll even send you, I think, a free Power Tools with Thread tote bag. So you get a free gift with purchase and it's free shipping. They're wonderful. Everybody that I've run into loves Mole Queen Sewing. Okay. Let me see. All righty. Here we go. Last seam on the 9 patch for this block. I'm very surprised at how well this walking foot is piecing. I was worried because I piece on a piecing machine, you know, and I was worried about the accuracy, but I'm pretty happy with it. This is the Brother NQ3700D. It's the same machine I got for my granddaughter, except it has Disney. It's essentially an embroidery machine that sews is what it is. Oh, what was that? Did y'all hear that? That didn't sound good. Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. That's a hot mess, huh? We'll cut that off. Woo, Christmas. Ha! Look at that. I was just talking about how good you were doing, Gypsy. Look what happened. Yikes. I know, Bernadette. Yikes. It'll be all right. Ain't no thing. Ain't no thing. We can handle it. All right. Pause for coffee. I can hear my husband outside with the dog. All righty. Oh, I might be on the wrong size stitch. Let me see here. Uh-oh. Y'all, it came on default center stitch, and I need it to be default left.
Default left.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I think it'll be okay. Hold on a minute. Let me do this one more time. I think it'll be okay. Let's try it. No, you're not. Your needle's not lifted or threaded. Okay. Oh, here we go again. All righty. What's going on outside, KT?
Cold.
It is cold.
40 degrees.
No, it's 50.
Not in my truck.
Oh, okay. Your truck says it's 40. How's the battery?
Better.
Good. So we're doing a flat toe of an F-150 on with the motorhome. It's a 2022, right, babe?
Yes.
Okay. So we're doing a flat toe of the F-150. When we get where we're going and leave it connected overnight, battery dies. And not sure why. So he's already had to replace the battery once. We got here and the battery was almost dead. So I'm not sure. We're following all the instructions when it comes to getting the flat toe set up, and everything seems okay. But when we get where we're going, dead battery. Okay. Let's see. All right. This is going to be better. Let's see here. 1, 3.5. Nope. I get confused on these. Some are inches and some are centimeters. Okay. This is good. So anyway, I need to become an ambassador officially for Brother. No, I don't. I talked to Angela Wolf about that. She and I were having a conversation at the Houston Festival one year. And I told her I don't like deadlines. She said, well, if you don't like deadlines, you won't like Brother. So that's not my jam, you guys. I like to work on my schedule. Oh, neat. The headlight comes on the iron when you pick it up. That's cool. Carol, hubby said your long arm can't go in the living room? Yeah. I don't know why. All righty. Frito's pushing the door open. This block, I had the needle at the wrong setting, so I'm not sure what that's all about. I told him to call the dealership, see if they know why. Okay. Oh. But, and you know, Keith is pretty handy. He's pretty mechanical. Before he joined the Air Force, he went to a Votech for auto mechanics. And so he's pretty handy with that kind of stuff. So we're just trying to figure out what the deal is. Cut all my loose threads. Okay, there we go. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so now because this is directional, I'm looking at making sure all my music notes are going the right way. Okay, Cindy, you got to go. Have a good day, sweetie. Oh, get that out of there. So what I'll do is each one of these, I'm going to fold it on the diagonal first and see which way the direction of the fabric is going, and put it in the corner like that and make sure that it's right. I'll put a little crease so I have an idea. Okay. And this is where you can't do them all the same way. Otherwise, two of them go sideways. So now that I have a little crease to tell me which way to fold that fabric, I can make my little line corner, put the ruler corner to corner, and that's the piece to be cut off. Right? Is that right? So now I've got my little mark on there to show me that that's the piece that's going to be cut off. Yes. And that is correct. Okay. Goodness sakes. Here we go. So on the line. There we go. Ooh. Because it's funny. So if you look, the pattern has to go on sideways. I don't know if you can see the pattern. It's sideways. But when you fold that corner up, now it's the right direction. Okay. And that always messes with my head. Your battery poor. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know. We used to have Harleys too. Oh my goodness. Press that. Okay. And it's the right size. And then I can cut the corner. So normally I do it all at one time, but I'll show you guys. Okay. So now my fabric is going the right direction with the letters. Okay. That's how that works. Marilyn, my husband just got his knee replaced. How soon should you get back to your sewing machine? The next day. Absolutely. Get back to normal as soon as possible. Get that knee working. As soon as you can get it where, because you'll have to push the sewing machine pedal out in order to get your foot to press down. But you're going to want to, day by day, pull that pedal back to where your knee is at a 90 as soon as you can. As soon as you can. Okay, so that's correct that way. Keith used a horse mounting block we had. I bought one at Tractor Supply so my old dogs could climb up in the back of my SUV. And he would go outside and put his foot on the lower step, you know, and kind of lean into it. And that really helped to get that 90-degree bend back into your knee. That's really important. And then he'd do that one, you know, till it didn't bother him anymore. And then he'd put his foot up on the second step and do the next one. You can even do that with, if you have steps at home. Really important. Okay. Okay. Lock my stitch. Oh, Sarah, if I was to go backwards and lock this, good grief. I'd have the biggest thread nest. Yeah. You're getting anxious? No, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Let me see. Yep, that folds correctly. You just had it done how long ago? Yep. You're looking forward to it. Yeah. No, I can't lock my stitch on this machine. I can on my straight stitch machine, but this machine, because it's not a straight stitch machine, I run the risk of having a big old mess. Bye, Dee Dee. Have a good day. I'm so glad you guys are doing this with me. Visiting and all right. These are tedious, but I want to get them right. Okay. Oh, there it is. There's our hour is up. And one more. Gotta get my, nope, wrong way. There we go. Fold the fabric first to figure, when you've got directional fabric, fold it first so you know which way to go. I didn't know that was going to be a deal on this quilt. I'm going to have to send Lori an email or something and say, hey, no more directional background fabric if you don't mind. Right? Slowing me down, sister. I don't know, Lori. I'm just saying. Maybe it doesn't matter, but it matters to me. Okay. Whoop. Pay attention to what you're doing. Okay. Almost sewed it on the wrong way after going to all that trouble. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So because I sewed on the line and the line is right next to corner, that gives me, in the garment sewing world, turn of cloth space for this corner to fold over and meet the other corner, and I have enough without it going wonky. Okay, and I can maintain the integrity of the base shape. It stays square, in theory. As close as possible, right? It's hard with these teeny tiny pieces. So what was the name of the stacking trays? Easy Stacks. Easy Stacks. Yeah. I've got a link to my Amazon store down below in the description box. Okay, I'm going to press these. And you always fold before you cut. Okay, always fold before you cut. So that way you know for sure it's going to fit. Then you can cut. Yes. Judy, yes. Keith will have to take antibiotics for 2 years prior to any dental treatment. And his dentist just went ahead and wrote him a prescription for 40 generic amoxicillin. And he just takes those 2 before cleaning. And it's to prevent staph. 2 years. Can you believe that? His friend Rick and his wife Charlotte were just here last weekend. She had her shoulder replaced, and she said she has to take that antibiotics for the rest of her life because of her shoulder. All right. My block is done. My music notes are straight, and all of my background fabrics are going the same direction. Yay! Success. Yay, that's awesome. All right. Well, this has been fun, you guys. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and stitching with me, chit-chatting. Great to see you guys. I will see you tomorrow, Embroidery Thursday, okay? And I will continue to make some more blocks. I'm going to try to knock out the other 2 that are on that second Easy Stacks tray. Awesome. All right, you guys. We will talk to you soon. You guys go sew something. Bye. Thumbs up, y'all.